Good morning, students. Today we are going to teach 12th class economics subject. So first we will see complete syllabus and then lesson number 1, introduction to microeconomics. See the syllabus of 12th standard economics subject. So here we are having a 10 lessons. The first one is introduction to micro and macroeconomics. Second one, utility analysis. Third, demand analysis. Third B, elasticity of demand. Actually, elasticity, which is a part of demand analysis. Fourth one, supply analysis. Fifth one, forms of market. So these 5 chapters are including in microeconomics. Basically these are the parts of microeconomics. And other one, index number, national income, public finance in India, money market and capital market in India, and the last one is foreign trade of India. So for 12 standards we are having these complete lessons. This is the full syllabus of 12th standard economics. Now today we are going to learning about the introduction of micro and macroeconomics. Now a complete economics 12th standard syllabus, which is basically divided into 2 parts, microeconomics and macroeconomics. Whole economy, which is classified into 2 parts. Actually the economic which having a 2 main branches. The study of economic is divided into 2 parts, microeconomics and macroeconomics. The term microeconomics and macroeconomics were first coined and used by Ragnar Frisch of Oslo University in 1933. And since then, they have been adopted by the economists all over the world. Microeconomics. Microeconomics examines small economic units, the components of the economy, for example, individuals, household, firms, industries, which means a small, a millionth part. Thus, in microeconomics, we analyze the economic behavior of small individuals, economic units such as individual consumer, individual producer, individual seller, individual supplier, etc. Whereas macroeconomic looks at aggregates, for example, national output, overall price level, aggregate unemployment. The term macroeconomic is derived from the Greek word macros, which means a large. Thus, in macroeconomic, we analyze the behavior of the economy as a whole and we study the large aggregate of the economy, such as total national income, total national output, total consumption, aggregate investments, etc. into the economy. In simple words, microeconomic analyze in individualistic while macroeconomic analyze in aggregative. So if you want to take the knowledge of whole economy, it is very necessary for us to take the knowledge of both the approaches, which is very essential to understand the working of the whole economic system. But in the beginning, we'll learn about the meaning, scope and subject matter of microeconomics, and then macroeconomics. Before learning the meaning, scope, and definition of microeconomics, first we study about the historical review of microeconomics. From the historical point of view, microeconomic analysis was developed first. Micro approach is a relatively traditional approach which is also called static approach. Origin of this approach can be traced back to era of classical economists. Adam Smith, the father of economics, is considered as founder of microeconomics, as we will know that. Now, in his book Wealth of Nation, published in 1776, he discussed how price of individual commodities and the factors of productions are determined. Microeconomic approach is also seen in the writings of David Ricardo and J.S. Mill. But I would like to tell you about the microeconomic analysis in fact was developed and popularized by Dr. Alfred Marshall. He is a neoclassical economist. He considered as a real architect of microeconomics. Dr. Marshall's Principle of Economics was published in 1890 and considered as leading work on economics. Most of his analysis in his book is based on microeconomics approach. Other economics like Professor Pigou, J.R. Hicks, Professor Samuelson, Mr. John Robinson, etc. have also contributed to development of microeconomics. Then after, we look forward to historical review of macroeconomics. Macro approach to study economy is comparatively new and is of a recent origin. Though it is a modern approach, this does not mean that it did not exist in the past. It is true that macroeconomic did not exist as a separate branch of economics analysis in the past, but this approach did prevails economic before the evolution of microeconomics. In 16th and 17th century, some group of English merchants. In 18th century, some French thinkers tried to analyze the concept of macroeconomics approach, where they discussed relative shares of landlords, tillers of the soil, and unskilled workers in the flow of income. Even the classical economist theory of Professor Adam Smith, Professor Ricardo, Professor J.S. Mills also discussed the determinations of national income and wealth. Thus, the neoclassical economists, especially Dr. Marshall and Pigou, relegated macroeconomics to the background. Their microanalysis ruled the world of economics till the Great Depression of 1930s. After the Great Depression, we find that revolutionary and fundamental changes in economics thinking. Lord John Maynard Keynes published his very famous book, General Theory of Employment, Interest and Money, published in 1936. He used macro approach to analyze the economic problems. We can also say that the credit for the development of macroeconomics approach goes to Lord Keynes. Beside Keynes, Malthus, Wicksell, Walras, Irving Fisher, and other economists who have contributed to develop of macroeconomics. After Keynes, Harrod and Domer used macro analysis to develop theory of growth, and many post-Keynesian economists developed it as a policy-oriented science. So in this video, we learn about the introduction of microeconomics and historical review of both micro and macroeconomics. These are two main branches of economics. Thank you.